Sleeping Alone by Flatland Cavalry is going to be played in standard tuning and then capoed on the 3rd fret. From this point forward, I'll speak of frets as though the capo's the nut, say frets 1, 2, and 3, as opposed to the real frets of 4, 5, and 6. I'll also call shapes by the standard formation like G major as opposed to a real, what is like a B flat. This song is finger-picked. The first chord is going to be a G chord. I've got my ring finger on the 6th string 3 fret. I'm letting my ring finger block out the 5 string. I've got an open 4, open 3, open 2, and I go ahead and usually pull my pinky finger back to the 3 string 1 fret. I will say though that the way that this song is getting played, I've watched a video of him doing it. He just uses his thumb for this G, so you can do whatever is comfortable for you. The picking pattern is a Travis pick pattern where your thumb is pedaling between 2 notes. On the G, it's pedaling between the fretted 6 and the open 4. On other chords, it changes and you're pedaling between a fretted 5 string and a 4 string. But here we've got the G chord. On the first pluck of notes, your thumb is plucking down, your second finger is pinching to pluck up on the open 2 string. Get into this pattern. So pinch and then thumb to the 4 and then second finger back to the open 2. Then your thumb goes back to the 6. Then your first finger hits the open 3 and then your thumb hits the open 4. So you get that's the G chord. And then you go. So the picking pattern is going to stay the same. I'm going to try not to go back and rehash each time what my fingers are doing, but here you will be shifting from pedaling your thumb on the 5 and 4 string to now you're moving from pedaling on the 6 and 4 string to now you're pedaling on the 5 and the 4 string. And this is going to be our chord shape. I'm hammering on with my first finger to the 5 string 4 fret. Your ring finger needs to go down in position on the 4 string 5 fret. And then you've got an open 3 and an open 2. In this chord on the last round, you want your second finger to hit the open 1. Then thumb on the 5, and second finger pluck the 2. And then thumb lands finally on the 4. So the G chord, 2, what is some sort of diminished chord with the second finger on second or first, whatever you want to use, on the 5 string 4 fret, ring finger on the 4 string 5 fret. Then we're going to go to a C chord. The C chord is ring finger on the 5 string 3 fret, second finger on the 4 string 2 fret, open 3, first finger on the 2 string 1 fret, open 1. When we go there, our thumb is now pedaling between the 5 string and the 4 string again. We're going to be hammering on our second and first fingers into that C position. Also in this C chord, you can hear the open 1 string sneak in, and then second finger on this 2 string 1 fret, and then pinky finger goes down on the 2 string 3 fret, and you pull off to where your first finger should still be on the 2 string 1 fret. And then back on the G. And then it repeats. Now sometimes in this second chord, you can hear that pinky finger reach and grab the a respective 7th fret of this E string, and then pull it off. It's the real 10 fret. And then the C chord. And that just repeats, going from the G to that diminished chord to the C, back to the G. Whenever we get to the chorus is going to be a C chord. Here the picking pattern reverses a little bit, and your thumb is beginning the pedal on the 5 string, drop to the 6 string. So I've got a 4-fingered C chord. My ring finger's on the 6 string, 3 fret, pinky finger on the 5 string, 3 fret, second finger on the 4 string, 2 fret, open 3, first finger on the 2 string, 1 fret. Also in the C chord, you can hear the second finger hammer down to the 4 string, 2 fret. Very slowly. So, chorus chords again. I've only said one of them. It's a C chord to the G chord. In this G chord, you can hear the second and first fingers hammer on into C possession, like suspending this G chord from time to time. That would be hammering the second finger and the first finger, second finger to the 4 string 2 fret, first finger to the 2 string 1 fret, and then pulling back into the C chord. So it rolls on that for a couple rounds, and then leading into a walk down, you hear it move out of the G into a D chord. That would be, your thumb needs to grab the 6 string 2 fret. Then you can have an open 5, open 4, first finger on the 3 string 2 fret, ring finger on the 2 string 3 fret, second finger on the 1 string 2 fret. And then we're going to do a walk down. We're going to go to a G chord. You still want this kind of rolling Travis picked feel with your thumb. You're alternating between the root and an open string. But your second finger will be hitting the 1 string on different notes, like you're hearing. You're hearing that walk down on the notes in a G chord, a D chord, an E minor chord, and a C chord. So you're wanting for your second finger on the right hand to really be kind of pulling that out of the picking pattern. So that's a G chord to a D chord, to an E minor chord, to the C chord, and then the C chord raises up to a D chord, the way that this D chord will be played at the end of the chorus. Only in my dreams, I think, are the lyrics there. It's going to be a C shape. You just raise it up 2 frets. So now my second finger is on the 5 string 5 fret. My second finger is on the 4 string 4 fret. You got an open 3. First finger on the 2 string 1 fret. Open 1. And then goes back into that round. Before the second chorus, there's a little bit of a pre-chorus that happens. That is an E minor to a D chord to a C chord. E minor chord, D chord with your thumb on the 6 string 2 fret, D chord, C chord. And then it raises back up to that D chord, that's a C-shaped D chord. And then it goes back into the chorus. And then lastly, there's a bridge after the solo section of the song. And the bridge is an E minor to a C chord to a G chord, to an E minor chord to a C chord to a G chord. And then I think it goes to another chorus, and that is the end of the song. So the most difficult thing about the song for me is the finger pick pattern, which admittedly I'm not great at explaining these rolls, just because it's something that I feel my way through, and whenever I try to think about what my right hand is doing, I really kind of get tripped up and lost a little bit. But it's a Travis pick pattern. It's also the sort of thing that I think the best way to get through it is through a feel. Like, put on the album recording of this song and just play along with it until you get that feel down, and something that works for you, that gets the alternating thumb pattern and then the little flavors of your first and second fingers doing something there as well. So those are the chords and the movements to Sleeping Alone by Flatland Cavalry. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.